Hey guys, welcome to my channel Subhasar's classes. Today we are going to study mathematics for class 11 and in this section we are going to cover combinations. What are combinations? These are the possible arrangements when we have n things and we are to arrange r things, we have to take r things at a time. We have so many ways to arrange them. But out of all the arrangements that we can do, what if the order of the things are changed? What is the order of the things? Suppose I am taking A and B. I have two things at hand and I am to take one at a time. So I can take A and B. There are two ways. So out of the two things, when I take one thing at a time, I call it 2C1 or combination of two things taking one at a time. What if I take two things at a time, 2C2? I can take actually AB or BA. AB and BA are two things in permutation, but AB and BA is one thing. They are one thing in combination. Why? Is there any example to justify this? Your papa got married to your mom. Papa is A, mama is B. They got married. So they made a couple AB. What if your mother would have got married to papa? She would have made a combination BA. Will it be a different marriage? Is it a different couple? The couple BA and AB are the same, only one couple. So marriage between two people makes one couple, whether the woman gets married to the man or the man gets married to the woman. There is only one marriage. So marriage between two people gives you one thing. So this is a combination in which you take either AB or BA, and this is 1. So 2C2 is 1, while 2C1 was 2. We had two combinations. And when we have three things, suppose A, B, C, there are three things. When I am taking one at a time, it is 3C1. Clearly they are 3 in number. But when I take 2 at a time, I can take AB or BA, SC or CA, and BC or BC. This is 1, this is 1, this is 1. So they are 3 in number. So 3C2 is 3. What if I take 3 at a time? I can take ABC or ACB or BAC or BCA or CAB or CBA. All these combinations are the same. Any example justifying this? Suppose you are making a 3-member team, say Ram, Shyam and Hari. If you take all the three people, then you can take Ram, Shyam and Hari, Hari, Shyam and Ram, Shyam, Ram and Hari. Whatever be the combination, you always take the same team. So this is one team only. So out of these 6 variations, we count this as 1. So 3C3 is equal to 1. This is all about combinations. So we have now studied that 1C1 will be 1, 2C1 will be 2, 3C1 will be 3, NC1 should be n. So this is the first formula. NC1 is n, because we are taking one thing at a time out of the n things. And what if we take two things? When we find, suppose I am taking three things I have three things at hand. I am taking 2 at a time. What will be the value of this? We have seen that out of ABC, when we take two things at a time, either we take these two in the form AB or BA, these two in the form BC or CB, and these two in the form of SC or CA. So there are 3 forms. So 3C2 is 3, and we have already seen 3C1 is also 3. So 3C1 is equal to 3C2 is equal to 3, and we have already seen 3c3 is equal to 3, 2c2 is equal to 3c3 is equal to 1, 2c2 is equal to 1. So we find another formula, NCN is equal to 1. So what if I take NC0, 1C0, 2C0, 3C0? What does this mean? When I have one thing at hand and I am taking nothing at a time. When I have two things at a time and do not take anything at a time, it is always taken as 1. So we can say NC0 is equal to 1. Now what if I take NC2? NC2 means combination of n things taking 2 at a time, and from the formula for permutations we have NPR. In the previous class we had studied NPR is factorial n by factorial n minus r. This is one thing for permutation. And what about combination? Combination does not allow repetitions to grow, so there will be no repetitions. So NCR will be the total number of combinations NPR divided by the repetitions r factorial. So how much will it be? This divided by this. So n factorial by r factorial into n minus r factorial. This is the formula for NCR. So if NCR is n factorial divided by r factorial into n minus r factorial, then what will be NC2? You see, NC2 will be n factorial by 2 factorial into n minus 2 factorial. Now if I simplify this, we can find a formula for it. N factorial is n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 factorial, and this is 2 factorial into n minus 2 factorial. The common factor cancels, we get n into n minus 1 divided by 2 factorial, that is 1 into 2. So NC2 has a formula like this. Similarly we can find NC3 is equal to take 3 things, n, n minus 1 and n minus 2 divided by 3 things, 1 into 2 into 3. So take some examples. 11C2 will be take 2 things starting from 11 in descending order, 11 into 10, then divided by 1 into 2. Similarly 11C3 will be 3 numbers in descending order, 11 into 10 into 9 divided by 3 factorial, so 1 into 2 into 3. This is the number. So this is a rule. NC2 is n into n minus 1 by factorial 2, or this can be n into n minus 1 by 1 into 2. NC3 is n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 by factorial 3, that is 1 into 2 into 3. So take this formula for your use. Now let us go for the use of binomial coefficients. When we have in binomial theorem, when we have a plus b to the power n, on expansion we get it NC0 a to the power n minus 0 n b to the power 0 plus NC1 a to the power n minus 1 b to the power 1, and we go up to NCn a to the power n minus n is 0 and b to the power n. So this is the expansion of a plus b to the power n. What if I take 1 plus x to the power n? This will be NC0, a is 1, so every power of 1 is 1, so a to the power n, a to the power n minus 1, a to the power 0 will become 1 to the power n, 1 to the power n minus 1, 1 to the power 0, all are 1. So I can just omit this number. This factor is not present, but the other factor will be present. This first one will be 1 into x to the power 0 plus NC1 into 1 into x to the power 1 plus up to NCn 1 into x to the power n. So I will get NC0, x to the power 0 is 1, nc1 this is x plus nc2 x square and up to ncn x to the power n. And in generally we do not write nc0, nc1, nc2 when we have one the binomial coefficient of this type. We can write this as c0 plus c1x plus c2x square up to cn xn, where c0 means nc0, c1 means nc1, cn means ncn, and so on. So we have got a new formula now. 1 plus x to the power n is c0 plus c1x plus c2x square up to cn xn. Now we can find some relations, some formulae relating to the binomial coefficient. What is sum of all n binomial coefficients? How to find this? Means we have to find c0 plus c1 plus c2 plus up to cn. How much will be this? We can find it easily using this formula. See, if I want to find this, I should not have any x or x square here like this. If x, x square, xn all become 1, then I get this. So putting x is equal to 1, suppose this equation is equation number 1, putting x is equal to 1 in equation 1, we get on the left side that will be 1 plus 1 to the power n, and on the right side this will be c0 plus c1 into 1 plus c2 into 1 square up to cn into 1 to the power n. That means you get on the RHS you get c0 plus c1 plus c2 up to cn, and on the LHS you get 2 to the power n. This is the formula. So this becomes 2 to the power n. And now let us find the odd sum of the odd binomial coefficients. What is the value of c0 plus c2 plus c4 plus is how much, and what is the sum of the odd coefficient c1 plus c3 plus c5 plus dot. How to find these things? If we put x is equal to minus 1, putting x is equal to minus 1, when we put x is equal to minus 1 in 1 plus x to the power n, 1 minus 1 to the power n becomes 0 to the power n, which is 0. So LHS is 1 minus 1 to the power n is 0 to the power n is 0. And what is RHS? RHS will be c0 plus c1 into minus 1 plus c2 into minus 1 square. If we continue, then it will be c3 into 1 minus 1 plus c4 minus 1 to the power 3, c4 minus 1 to the power 4, and up to this will continue. So how much I get? c0, this will be minus c1, this is plus, so plus c2, this is minus, so minus c3, this is plus, so plus c4. Next will be c5 minus 1 to the power 5, so this will be minus c5, and so on. So since LHS and RHS are equal, I get c0 minus c1 plus c2 minus c3 plus c4 minus c5, and the series becomes 0. That means I can have c0 plus c2 plus c4 plus all the even coefficients and taking minus c1 plus c3 plus c5 plus all the odd coefficients. This expression is equal to 0. When this difference of two things becomes 0, when the two values are equal. So this part is equal to that part. From this I get c0 plus c2 plus c4 plus is equal to c1 plus c3 plus c5 plus dot. Means sum of all the even coefficients and odd coefficients are equal. Suppose I take this equal to k. Then I put these values here. From the, if this formula is second formula, from this equation we can find C0 plus C2 plus C4 plus all the even ones plus C1 plus C3 plus C5 plus all the odd ones is equal to 2 to the power n. And I have shown here that this is k, that is also k. So I get k plus k is 2 to the power n, means 2k is 2 to the power n. That means k is equal to 2 to the power n upon 2, which is 2 to the power n minus 1. That's why sum of all the odd coefficients and all the even coefficients is, which is k, is actually 2 to the power n minus 1. So I get another formula, C0 plus C2 plus C4 plus all the even coefficients, sum of all the even coefficients is equal to C1 plus C3 plus C5 all the odd coefficients, and this value is equal to 2 to the power n minus 1, the third equation. So this is how we can deal with the binomial coefficients and have some mathematics over this. We can also check for whether the things are true. Suppose I take 3C0 plus 3C1 plus 3C2 plus 3C3. According to this formula, this should be equal to 2 to the power 3, because n is 3 here. Let us check. 3C0 is factorial 3 factorial by 0 factorial 3 factorial, or on the other way, this will be 1, this will be 3 by 1, this will be 3 into 2 by 1 into 2, this will be 3 into 2 into 1 by 1 into 2 into 3 is equal to 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1, which is 1 plus 3 4 plus 3 7 plus 1 8, which is equal to 2 to the power 3. So you get the same result. So this is how we use the sum of the binomial coefficients. And there is another formula which appears a bit critical for the class 11 students. That formula is n minus 1 c r minus 1 plus n minus 1 c r is n c r. That means when you add these two expressions, two coefficients, look that these two are equal and these two are just the consecutive numbers r minus 1 and r, and out of these two you keep the larger one here, and out of these two they are equal and add 1 here. So that means if you have 11c3 and 11c4, what would be the result? If these two are 11, then you have 12 here, and if there are 3 and 4, you take the larger of them, 4. So this is the result. Can we understand why it is so becomes? Suppose you have 8 things to carry in a room. There are 8 things, and you have say 4 places, totally 4 places to 4 ways to keep things. Suppose I have 2 hands, I can hold 2 things, and on my 2 shoulders I can keep 2 things. Suppose I can take 4 things at a time, or if I use this head, I can take a hat, a cap here. So I have 5 places, 2 hands, 2 shoulders and a head to carry 5 things at a time. So I have a hat or a cap to carry, a hat plus suppose 7 objects are there, and out of the 8 things, when I carry from one room to another room, what are the ways I can take? I have 2 ways. I place the cap or hat on head, keep it fixed there, and every time I take 7 things. I have out of the 8 things, 1 thing is already taken, so the remaining thing is 7. and I have 5 places. Initially I had 5 places, 2 hands, 2 shoulders and a head, and out of the 5 things I have now one thing left, one thing for hat. So I have this option. I have out of the 8 things, the heart is on my head, so I cannot use my 5th place, the 2 hands, 2 shoulders and a head. One option is gone, so I have 4 options to take, and totally 8 things, since the hat is included in the 8 objects. Out of the 8 objects there is a hat and 7 objects. So each time I go, I carry things, I have to carry 7 things only, because the hat is on my head. I am going to go to that room and come back. The hat will be on my head. So I have 7 things to carry and 4 places on my body to carry. And what is the other thing? If the hat is never taken on the head, I do not place the hat here, then I have 5 places free, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So in this way I have the hat is not taken, so I will have 7 things, and each time I will use 5 of my positions. So in this way I can use this in 2 ways. Each time either I take a hat or no hat. If there is a hat on my head, then I have 7C4. If the hat is not there on my head, I am not taking the hat, then also there are 7 things to take, and I have 5 holders. So the 2 options are 7C4 and 7C5, and in this way how many things I carry from one room to another? 8 things, and in this process I have 5 ways to take. So I can say that summation of these two is this, means 7C4 plus 7C5 will be 8C5. Total options to use is 5, total things to carry is 8, and this can be done in 2 ways, when you are choosing one thing every time not to take and to take. So we have n minus 1 CR, r minus 1 plus n minus 1 CR becoming equal to NCR. This is the formula. So now you are a bit well informed about the formula that we use in combination, and in the next class we are going to use differentiation and integration to solve some of the extra problems, some additional higher problems for class 11, and that may be not required in your annual examinations, but they are required in the entrance examinations like JEE or your IIT examinations. So wait for the next class. In this class you have watched this thing, just revise it once again so that you will be clear about it. Thanks for watching. Bye.